Good morning, everyone. To formally start our discussion for this session, let us have first our lesson objective. At the end of the 15 minutes demo teaching, the student should be able to understand and discuss what is prime number, differentiate prime number from composite number, and provide example that is situational by applying the prime numbers. Our lesson for today is all about prime numbers. So when we talk about prime numbers, it is a whole number greater than 1 and whose only factors are 1 in itself. So a factor, we can define factor as a whole number that can be divided evenly into another number. So here are some examples of prime numbers. So as what you can see, we have few examples of prime numbers, and they are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, and so on. So a number that have more than 2 factors are called composite number, and they are no longer considered as a prime number because it has only 2 factors in it. In order for you to further understand how prime numbers and composite numbers are different from one another, so let's take a look on some of the examples. So in the right side, we have the following number, which are the composite numbers, and in the left side, we have also the list of the prime numbers. So the range of the numbers are from 1 up to 60, and the following numbers there are present, and from that we can conclude that they are really different. What is factors? Factors are the numbers you multiply together to get another number. So we have an example of factors here. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So the factor of these 6 are the number which are the number 2 and 3. This video covers the concept of finding prime numbers using factorization method. So factorization is the best way to find prime numbers. So by the definition, prime number are the numbers that have only 2 factors present in it. And the 2 factors would be the 1 and the original number itself. So hence, we need to find the numbers which consist of 2 factors. This is possible by using a simple method which is called the prime factorization. So let us define what is prime factorization. Prime factorization is finding which prime numbers can be multiplied together to make the original number. The question is, are all prime numbers are odd numbers? So the answer would be all prime numbers are odd numbers except the number 2. It is because all prime numbers are numbers that can only be divided evenly by itself and 1.
Today we will going to discuss what are the formula of finding prime numbers. So as we all know that prime numbers, these are the numbers that can be divisible or factored by 1 in its own number. And the example for prime numbers, we have also here 2, 3, 5, 7, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, these numbers are the numbers that can be divisible or factored by its own and 1. So number 2, like for example, for 2. So 2 can be divisible by 1 and 2. And same as number 3, this number 3 can be factored by 1 and 3 and other numbers. So in finding prime numbers, we have here the 2 given formula. So these are the given formula to finding prime numbers. 6x plus 1 and 6x minus 1, where x is any real numbers. So like for example, for instance, now if we're going to find, for example, Rx, the value of Rx here is 1. So we're going to replace all x into 1. So 6x plus 1, and also the second formula. So replacing all the value of x. So 6 times 1 plus 1. So 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So as we all know that 7 is one of the prime numbers because it can be divisible or factored by 1 and its own. So how about we are going to use this formula? So same as the first formula, so we are going to replace the value of x as 1 minus 1. So 6 times 1, 6 minus 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So as we can see that 5 is a prime number because it can be divisible by 1 in its own number. So how about if we are going to put here that the value of our x is 5. So we are going to use the same formula to find the to know whether the given formula is a real if the given formula is prime numbers. So we have also here 6x plus 1, and the other formula is 6x minus 1. So replace the value of x into 5. So 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 1 is 31. So as we all know that 31 is in as a number that can factor by 1 and its own. And same as the other formula, so we are going to replace the value of x into 5. So 6 times 5 is 30 minus 1. So 30 minus 1 is 29. So as you can see, 29 is a number that cannot be factored by any numbers, but it can also be divisible by 1 and the number itself, which is 29.
It is easy to find prime for smaller number, but for larger number, we have to discover another way to find primes. Since here we have explained to evaluate the prime number not only for smaller digits but also for bigger number. So we have here the table. So here, students will also learn shortcut way to find prime number from 1 to 200 using the chart presented.
How to tell if a large number is prime.
There are some prime number formulas which can be used to find the primes. To check whether a large number is a prime number or not, follow the steps given.
Step 1. Check the units place of that number. If it ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, it is not a prime number. Note, numbers ending with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8 are never prime numbers. Step 2. Take the sum of the digits of that number.
If the sum is divisible by 3, the number is not a prime number. Note, numbers whose sum of digits are divisible by 3 are never prime numbers. Step 3. After confirming the falsity of steps 1 and 2, find the square root of the given number. Step 4. Divide the given number by all the prime numbers below its square root value. Step 5. If the number is divisible by any of the prime numbers less than its square root, it is not a prime number. Otherwise, it is prime. Exception: if a large number is ending with 5, then it is always divisible by 5. Hence, it is not a prime number.
Okay, so let us proceed to the application of prime numbers in real life. So there are many uses of prime numbers. Some use prime numbers. It has also been invented by humans for various reasons, and some are also ingrained in nature that it seems prime numbers play a vital role in life than we sometimes realize. So I have only 3 categories example of prime number that is commonly observed or happen in real life. So we have the application of prime number in the internet, to be followed by the application of prime number in nature and as well as in the pop culture. So in the internet, it is very common the RSA encryption or the cryptography. So prime numbers is important in the internet as it serves to protect the data and enable online monetary transaction. So encryption is also protected by the use of prime numbers in several ways, wherein encryption serves as the lifeblood behind all the sorts of online monetary transaction. So in other words, prime numbers protect your money and important information from being stolen. And that is how prime number works in the field of internet. And the second one is the importance of prime number in the nature. So prime numbers are used by the insect to ensure their survival. So the importance of prime number in nature is that it is one of the amazing thing about mathematics is how its presence can be felt in the nature. So you can find it in the structure of a beehive, in the scale of a pineapple, or even the petals of rose. In popular culture, prime numbers have inspired writers, singers, and other artists. So that is how prime number is very fundamental in our living. Therefore, prime numbers are practically everywhere. Prime numbers are important in many areas of mathematics, most particularly in cryptography and in the area of computer science, because they are the building blocks of all positive integers, and any positive integers can be expressed as a product of a prime in a unique way.